Hello, 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 and welcome to the No Face It Comic Chat. I am your host, Bub, and today with me, as always, the one, the only. They tried to make two, but the other one quit. Metarog.
Yeah, that's debatable. I think we're all unique and special, Bub. I think that's the way God works. He doesn't make he's not one of these guys that likes to be redundant. So
I've been called special my whole life, Roger. So you're preaching to the choir,
right? Some of us are special for other reasons that are different. I would call you especially different. How's that?
Yes, I have also been called especially special before, but I thank you for that. It's nice to hear the tag still sticking. Hey, we had some folks in here real early, so let's shout out all of them. Glad they could make it. I'm shocked, really. As late as I put up the thumbnail, as late as I got the chat out there, it's been a big day back at work since the old holidays. So I figure since the turkey was giving me trouble today, I thought we'd talk about. I don't want to give anything away. You want to shout out the chat there, Hotshot?
Sure will. Yeah, sure. Tailgating in here was our friend James Las Cruces, 1971. Welcome. And of course, Unruly Simeon with the peace sign. He must be excited. Georgia Bulldogs ranked #1. Comic Bookworm, who's moving to Seattle. Nah, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. How you doing, buddy? I hope all is going well. We got the Gray Man over in London. He's having a good time on Tuesdays and Wednesdays with his new show with Kyle and special guests and so forth. And of course, we have the Jackson Roy Kirk, moderator extraordinaire and friend extraordinaire as well. And
did you say he's only moderately extraordinaire?
He's a moderator.
What is that? Are you moderately extraordinaire?
Oh boy! We got, of course, Bill, our buddy Comic Mag Musings from Arizona, who's of course does retrospectives with me and is on Cover Slingers. Kevin Taylor, who's always post chat leaving us.
Yeah, boy, that's rare to get him. Bless his heart. Yeah. I think it's about 3 a.m. wherever the heck he's at. So,
well, it's great to have you here, Kevin, because I really do enjoy when you hit us with those, your beacons of knowledge on Instagram afterwards.
Yes.
I think that's everybody.
Okay. Well, hello, everybody. Good to have you. Glad you could all make it. And for those of you watching on Dundare Rewind, we want to tell you to support your local sheriff. And then in about a year and a half, support your local gunfighter. Isn't that right, Roger?
I guess. Okay.
Oh, Jackson Roy Kirk's been called worse. I'm sure of that. And of course, Kevin Taylor says it's only midnight over there. So that's why Gray Man's still awake. I thought at midnight he turned into a pumpkin, but that may not be the case anymore. He may have returned that gypsy's handbag at some point, and now he's fine.
Yeah, those rumors swirl. Misinformation's everywhere.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so today we're going to be having a big old time. I promise. Oh, Craig69 was not here at all, so we're not going to thank him for showing up. And I have to say that of all the people that I don't miss hanging out with, Craig 69 is one of the most that I don't. So in the upside down universe, I hope he takes that as a compliment.
All those negatives, I tell you, it's confusing.
So, they had that show over there, and it was kind of a bouncing around show, and I miss it. I don't either. It's on someone I've unsubbed to channel, or they just don't meet around as much as they used to. But I miss that bunch of yahoos. All right. So let's see. So do you recall? I know that you know the theme because you're always quick on the theme. But do you recall our team name for this evening?
The Bird Brain Bandits.
Yep, the Bird Brain. Shoot.
I gotcha.
That's even worse than the one I had picked out. The Bird Brain Bandits is so close. We're gonna accept that. But if the bandits got into a fight, what would they do?
They would be bludgeoning each other.
Yes, the bird-brained bludgeoning bandit. We'll go ahead and throw Brawlers on the end. The
Brawlers,
bird-brained
that's right. That's right. Brawlers, right.
Brawlers extraordinaire. Quite easily the moderately extraordinaire burn-brained Brawlers.
Oh man,
you get all that?
Yeah. Brawlers just wouldn't come to mind, Bob. Just one of a senior moment there, buddy.
That was a rough one. Look, I think old Craig figured it out if he was here anyway. Wow. So yeah, the Burn Brain Bandits strike again. That's true. I know that poor Comic Mag Musings Bill, he has some scarred memories back from his Sesame Street watching days, and he can't hardly stand to see a yellow canary over 4 inches tall, or he starts getting the shakes. That's pretty much.
We've got problems with woodpeckers too on Cover Slinger. So
that's what I've heard. I've heard that he has a big problem with woodpeckers in his neck of the woods.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. Bless his heart. We're constantly concerned about our friends. That's the truth. Hey, old Ranger Sly is sneaking in here. Howdy, Sly. Good to have you.
I hope you're smarter than the average Ranger.
I'm sure he is. And he's working hard in the community to tell everybody just how smart they ought to be if they just listen to him, which is just tough. People out there. To me, there's a few real chat all-stars for me, not just in the live chat. Hey, Tat, what's going on? Hey, now, officially a No Faces Comic Chat alum. You're welcome back anytime, brother. But there's a few comments, boy. If you can get like a Ranger Sly comment, another good one is Gore Vidal. Yep. If you can get a Gore comment or a Ranger Sly comment on your video, I feel like you've really done something.
Yeah,
even if the comment is just correcting everything you said for half the video, it's still gold. Like it's as good as gold.
100%. Yep. There's always nuggets in there. Yeah,
absolutely.
Pat had some good suggestions on the Instagram chat there.
Yeah, speaking of good nuggets, Tat's got good nuggets, and we thank him for dropping them whenever he can. So
nuggets are fine. Yes,
it's so funny. He was mentioning all bird themed characters in the chat, and we didn't. I didn't have any of the guys he meant. They were all perfect suggestions, and it was in my train of thought. But I really am quite lacking. I could think of a bunch of characters, but I didn't have a lot of them to represent with comics.
Yeah. I think I had a couple that he talked about, but he had a lot that I should have more of, and I don't. You're right.
Yeah. All right. So let's get right to it. I will start us off. Nuggets with barbecue sauce. We're assuming.
Oh, Mike Night Tiger's in here, and Russ as well. Welcome, guys.
Where's Mike? I didn't see him. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, he's up above.
Hey, what's up, comic book junkies? He says, and he had a junior. He had Junior Night Tiger on earlier.
Yeah, yesterday.
I've been able to watch a lot of videos. I can't comment on videos like I used to because I'm just too busy. I just let them roll, and I let them roll into each. Yeah. I let the algorithm tell me what to watch these days. I just don't have time. Yeah. But it's been working out. I just don't leave as many comments as I'd like to. Oh yeah. All right. So and Super Russ is here as well. Boy, we've got quite a full house. Hey, any of you guys with the link in the chat, you guys go ahead and hop on. You're always welcome. Jacob Barnowski is here as well. What's going on, JB? Good to have you. All right. Boy, you people. Betty Compton's in the house. Oh, my gosh. All right. You're too good to us, folks. You're just too good to us. We're going to have to say hello to everybody and get to the topic. Golly, it's 10 minutes in and we're still yakking the Mutual Admiration Society. Okay. So you guys notice this one right off the bat. Of course, it's no faces, but plenty of hands. So if you're here for the old face job, you're not going to get it. But if you're here for the old, the X-Men here, the X-Men. Roger, if you laugh, I can't pass it as innocent. You know, contain yourself, sir. Here, the old Phoenix is here to ruin Scott's day. Used to be a gal that he liked real well, and then she turned into a psychopath. If anyone can relate, drop the name of the psycho in your life in the chat below. But there you go. Old Phoenix shows up. And of course, Phoenix, the bird that rises from the ashes, I'm going to count that as a bird, even though it's a mystical bird. I think that counts. What do you think?
Mythological.
Yes, the Michelob Light of birds. Yeah. Is that what you said?
Yeah, it counts. I mean, yeah, in literature at least, it was a bird. Yes.
All right. The old mystic. You ever drink any of those misties or mystics? I think they're like wine coolers, I think.
No. Don't drink a lot of those kind of things, you know.
All right, yeah. Sounds like my ex. Yeah, I'm sure Night Tiger can appreciate that. Ooh. So I'm going to say that counts. A mythological bird, but a bird nonetheless. Yeah. Phoenix rising from the ashes. Sure. Another one we're gonna go with is the old now, and I tell myself all the time because I figure it's better to do it before somebody else does. You know, Sierra Mist. And my wife was just talking about how she's decided that she likes Sierra Mist best right now. We talked about old 7-Up. I never see 7-Up anymore. I don't even know if that's a thing anymore. But I never see 7-Up. I used to like that, and we like Sprite. But right now, she's on a Sierra Mist kick. She orders it anytime she can get it. So, yeah. And she doesn't drink much soda, so that's kind of a big deal for her. Yeah. Not that we're trying to get her to drink more. But I had to tell on myself a little bit on this. There's a great Greg Land cover. Love Greg Land. I'd like to get him to sign this. You know, at some point, I'm just going to take all my Greg Land books to Greg Land next time I see him at a convention and say, hey, here's the deal. I would like you to sign every book that I have ever had of yours. So the problem is I'll just let you pick or sign the first 10 or 20 and stop. And then I'll see you next time, you know, whatever you want. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. But there's a great Greg Land, and that is Black Canary. And when I was first getting into comics, and actually quite a bit longer than that, I thought it was Black Canary. And I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know what a canary was, but I was like, well, I guess she's a canary. I don't know what that means, but just a made up name. And I would just always pronounce it for me. It was Black Canary. So there you go. Instead, now we know it's actually canary. So there you go. What do you think about that, Roger?
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of us could probably have those kind. Yeah, that we've made mistakes over the years until we hear somebody else say it correctly, and we're like, "Oh, that's the way you say it," you know.
Yeah, there's several artists that I still do that with. That I'm not quite sure.
And of course, there are things that have alternate pronunciation, so you know both could be correct. But yeah, I think canary. I don't think it's cannery. That would be two N's, and that would be where they put things in cans and seal them up and put them in the supermarket later.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And here's Night Tiger, who for the longest time I thought was Night Tigger, like the bouncy. Was he a tiger? I guess
he's a tiger. Yes, yeah. Winnie the Pooh universe. Yeah.
So I thought he was Night Tigger, and I didn't realize that there maybe needed to be another G for that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, there is.
So it's very odd that he calls himself Night Tigger. Like, what's the difference between a Night Tigger and a Day Tigger?
I
A
mean,
few more bounces in the dark? I don't know.
think of the word trigger. It has 2 G's, so it's the lower G.
Speaking of Trigger, Ranger Sly's favorite horse. Villains in the cans. That's about right.
Wow.
The cannery in the coal mine.
And of course, there's She Canary.
Chick Canary. Oh, you guys are great. Too good to me. Anheuser-Busch smites you. That's not the worst Bush I've ever been smited by. I tell you, there was Jeb Bush. He was mean to me when I was in Florida once on vacation. All right.
Jeb Bush is not mean to anybody. I know Jeb Bush. That man doesn't have a mean bone in his body.
You might know him, but does he know you?
Yes, we met. He used to eat at my father's restaurant all the time.
Oh, in the Cuban restaurant?
Yeah, correct.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, I would have liked to have had a sandwich or two from there, but I believe you still got it in you. Next time you're up, well, you should be coming up a few months from now anyway, and I'll have you make me a nice Cubano. What do you think?
Sure. If you got the ingredients, I'll make them. I don't think they make them from here over there fresh. So
you're probably right, but I would say a 3-day stale old Cubano from Florida is probably better than anything fresh you'd buy here in Kentucky.
Oh, man.
All right. Well, that gives you the idea. There's a couple of bird-related characters. I guess she gets her. Of course, she continuously dies and comes back to life. So I guess that's her claim to fame to a phoenix. And Black Canary there, she screams, right? She has like the power of shouting.
Scream. Yeah, correct.
I don't know where in the superpower pantheon they found the availability to give a woman the power to scream and screech so loud that make men shatter. But somebody thought of it. Somebody had a good imagination. I'm sure it's not based on actual life events.
Yeah, I would think not. Yes, I would think not.
Yeah.
You know, that's a good point though. I mean, that's a show for another day, right? On how, you know, sometimes comic book writers take certain liberties, you know, with these kinds of attributes that really don't make sense. The canaries are not that loud, you know.
No, canaries have like the softest little chirp.
Yes,
you've ever heard.
I mean, it's not like a hawk or, you know, something like that, which has like these booming things, you know.
Right, and I guess the male counterpart would be like Banshee and Marvel.
Yeah,
right? Like he has similar powers to that.
Right. Yeah,
but a Banshee isn't a bird, is it?
No, it's mythological.
Yeah, it's a mythological. Hey, Art Chemist, what's going on, Arsenio? Good to have you.
Hey, Arsenio, how you doing, buddy?
It's all about the puckle. What's a puckle? Oh, a pickle.
Pickle.
Yeah, sometimes this pickle gets puckled and he can't, you know, what's he gonna do?
That's a word I'm not familiar with, I'm afraid.
I think he meant pickle. You'll totally see that could happen. I assume he means he could get screeched at by an angry canary.
Okay.
All right, Roger. Before you go, and I don't mean that you're leaving. I mean, but before you, let's take a look at Russ's bathroom. Hey, Russ, how's it going?
Hey guys, what's up?
Hey, Russ.
I quickly grabbed a box of books here. I have no idea if there's any bird covers in there, but we'll see what I can find.
I bet you can. Well, we'll give you a minute. We're gonna go to. Thank you for joining. We appreciate your hard work and turning the camera away from yourself. Anytime you want to do that, that's always appreciated. No faces or not. And it's many a pickle makes a puckle. Is that true? I thought it was pick eye. Are they not pick eye?
Plural of pickle.
I think multiple pickles. Pickles is they're pick eye. He says it's a multiple pickle makes a puckle.
It's a puckle.
Oh, whatever.
I didn't know that. This is an education today, you know.
Oh, Craig 69 being naughty for once. I can't believe he went there. Yes, we hope so. All right. So, Roger, are you ready to show us the Man of Steel, which has nothing to do with birds, but then explain to us how once it should have?
No, it's the cover on the back. I just didn't want to give it away.
Although, look at him being shifty.
Yeah, although I think this actually does not apply because I'm talking about Dawnstar, and she has bird wings, but she's not really, not really called, not really, doesn't have really anything to do with any kind of avian, bird or anything like that. So
Right. She couldn't give you the flu if you needed her to.
not the avian field. No, she's actually supposed to be more like a Native American character. Just sort of diversify things. So let's just forget that I put that one because that's.
Oh no, we're not forgetting nothing. I tell you, we saw it. It was a true thing. Roger swung and a miss. That's what we got there.
0 for 1 right now. So this
one.
So this one I didn't think about initially, but Tat put it in his voice, chat there and Instagram. Yeah. Hawkeye. So it's, I think when you think about keen eyesight, and let me tell you, I can have firsthand knowledge of this. I have a hawk that lives somewhere in the field behind me, and those things are way up there in these tall trees, maybe 100 feet up, and they can see even a little bitty lizard down by the little creek bed there.
Wow.
So they have amazing eyesight. So yeah, it's more eyesight related because obviously he's an archer and aim and all that is skill more than anything else, but he is named after a part of a hawk, right? So Hawkeye, I think that fits the bill.
I think that totally counts. What a redemption story from your last cover shown. Bringing it all the way back, brother.
I'm betting 500. I'm betting 500 here, Bub.
Hey, that's a win in my book.
You, not good basketball team, but good in baseball hitting. All right. So
well done.
All right. So here we have Hawk and Dove. I was looking for my Hawk and Doves. I couldn't find any of the older ones. I know I have them somewhere, but this is actually the original Hawk and Dove were Hank Hall and Don Hall. They were brothers, but then Dove got killed, I think, on Crisis of Infidels. So there was another Dove, and she was called Dawn, like Dawn. She was Don, Dawn, and she's obviously a female. I think her name was Granger. I know Gray Man knows them really well. And again, 2 birds here, Hawk and Dove. Obviously, Hawk was more aggressive and burly and strong, and Dove was more athletic and cerebral. I don't know that doves are cerebral necessarily, but that's just the way it worked out for these characters. So definitely avian characters for sure.
And I don't think that's even the current version of Hawk and Dove. I think they went under revision again in the 2000s, and now I think it's still a Hall. I think it might be Daryl Hall and Oates
and John Oates. Yeah,
John Oates.
Yeah, actually, Hank Hall did die sometime after this, I do believe. Maybe 0 Hour or Final Crisis or something. So yeah, you're right. There is another team here at this point. So yeah, of course we have to have Hawkman, right?
I would like to officially submit my bid for the worst character design that is still used in comics. Right here.
Yeah, not the best design. I mean, and the thing is that the what they keep saying or what is that he was at least back then he was like a policeman for the Thanagarians, and this was like his uniform. So does that make any sense, right? I mean, I mean, you got a hawk helmet, a hawk sort of cover, and then you have this bare chest with just these straps for a police. It just doesn't. You're right. It just doesn't work too well.
And they never give him nipples. His nipples should be somewhere in that costume because the straps don't cover any area that a nipple would be present. And instead, he's bare-chested and nippleless. You've never seen Hawkman's nipples. I defy you now. If anyone has a picture of Hawkman's nipples, send them to me now on the old IG.
They are there, just not colored. They are there, though.
Oh, who's got invisible nipples? Maybe that's one of his powers.
I don't know. I never gave that much thought, Bub. I must admit. I just never gave that much thought. But I do agree with you that this is not the best design. Now, Gray Man was saying it's classic or whatever. Yeah, I guess you can look at it that way. But it was never to begin with that great, the design.
Right.
So, but definitely that's a character which has been running for decades and decades, and you can't just ignore him. And he does have some cool attributes, like the fact that he uses the ancient weapons. That's kind of a cool little quirk that he has there. All right, and this is I'll end my round with this one, Vulture, which is talk about a weird character, right? I mean,
yeah, that's all I got is
a green green costume with that furled collar, and he's also like very, he's very advanced age, and I don't think he's really that strong or anything. I never really got why he was like gave Spider-Man trouble. Spider-Man should have wiped the floor with him real quick,
Well, I think, and now look, I am not the Spider-Man expert.
Right.
So you'll need to look elsewhere for such things. But I'll throw out this factoid and wait for someone to correct me. Mm-hmm. But I think he might have been the first villain of Spider-Man to be able to take flight. And therefore, as a first flighted villain, he posed a unique challenge for Spider-Man, who was used to zipping around on webs all over the place, and now could have an aerial battle of sorts.
Right. I mean, as far he could avoid Spider-Man, that's for sure. But as far as a threat to him physically, I never really felt that he really was. You're right. He probably is the first, because the Chameleon was in #1, and I think he was in 2 or 3 issue of Amazing Spider-Man. Spider-Man experts would probably know exactly, but you're right. But also he's just a green vulture. I mean, I almost ran over a vulture the other day out here on a country road.
Roger, that's not nice.
I didn't do it on purpose. I mean, he swooped down. He was eating this carcass there, and I didn't. He swooped down and tried to drag it off.
Sounds like you had a lot of time to avoid this animal.
Well, he's coming like from an angle, Bub. It wasn't like right in front, like I could see him coming at me. Anyway. But I didn't hit him. But anyway, they don't look anything like that, is my point. They don't look anything like that. Zero like that. There's no green in them.
Oh, Emmanuel Cabrera says that the Vulture does have super strength.
Oh, he does? Okay.
There you go. Right. There you have it.
All right.
And he can fly. And he has claws.
Yes, that's true. He does have claws. That's true. But again,
I think, Roger, you just don't like him because he's a fogey. I think you're anti-fogey hero.
Well, it's just the way he's been used. Okay, he has super strength. Okay. You see, I don't really see them use that much. I mean, obviously he punched or whatever Spider-Man, it hurts, right? But I don't think that's something that is the focus of him. It's more just like, the claws sweeping in and all that stuff, and I guess his speed and agility when he flies. But I just never found it to be a great threat to Spider-Man, is my opinion.
Yeah. Well, I knew that book was going to come out. Not this particular one, but I looked and I'm shocked, but I don't have a single Hawkman or Vulture rather cover anywhere. And I don't think I have an appearance of his anywhere in my collection. So that's something that maybe I'll look to remedy, but probably not. So, all right. Well,
he didn't appear that much after the Bronze Age on Amazing Spider-Man. I mean, he appeared on Peter Parker a few times, but on Amazing Spider-Man, he didn't appear much until way into the Copper Age. So.
Yeah, but he's already had a movie appearance, and so I would think that would, jolt him. He's a featured character of the current Spider-Man movies. I would think that would catapult a little bit of some awareness at least, or some usage in the comics. But
well, maybe in the more modern ones, but in the Bronze Age, he did not appear that much. And again, there was a huge gap with the 70s. He didn't. Throughout the 80s, he barely appeared, as I recall. Maybe in Spectacular Spider-Man, I'm missing a few issues there, but not that many times.
Look, didn't Vulture use to siphon off strength? Look, Roger, you have just nerfed poor Vulture so much, and the chat's not having it. They're just not. Look, the harness increases his physical strength to an absolute human maximum, enabling him to lift roughly 700 pounds, the gray man says.
Well, that's not really super strength. I mean, Captain America can lift that.
I can almost lift that.
Oh, please.
Just move one of those zeros over.
Please.
I can almost lift 70 pounds.
Oh, man.
I can tell you.
I don't know. I don't remember him siphoning off energy in the issues that I read. Maybe he can do it at some point, but I don't remember that.
Look at this, Ranger Sly. Animal-themed early Spidey villains, Vulture, Rhino, Lizard, Grizzly. I thought that said Gizzard. Like, oh, I defeated him last week. Grizzly.
Gravy now.
Yeah. Gibbon, Octopus, Scorpion, Beetle, Karamazoo, and Titania. What?
Tarantula.
Teen Tula. Kangaroo and Teen Tula.
There's also the Jackal, which is also in there.
There's the Jackal.
Yep.
All right, we're getting off topic.
Yeah, we are.
All right, let's get back. Poor Russ. He's going to have to drop another quarter in his internet provider's bucket. We got to let him go. Thanks, Roger, for that display.
All right.
All right, what do you got there, Russ, man?
Not a lot. I guess Black Hawk counts.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Especially since they fly. I mean, via planes, but yeah.
Got a couple Black Hawk books here. Never actually read these, so I don't know anything about them. So there you go.
Well, I think the Black Hawks was actually a team.
Yeah,
they were. It's like an army division, if you will.
I don't see any wings on them, but
no, but they had an insignia of a hawk. We're gonna say that counts.
All right.
Vultures do not become extinct around me. I did not run him over. Only it was a close call. I do not kill animals if I can avoid it. Okay.
How long did it take to pick the feathers out of your grill, man?
Oh man, I did not hit that vulture.
I tell you, the chat's giving Roger no slack tonight.
I tell you, man.
You're cutting him no breaks.
I'm telling you, man. It was a close call, guys. I did not hit the hard vulture.
Look, it's so messed up. Poor werewolf doesn't even know what the topic is. It's bird related characters.
Yeah, it's not running over birds. It's bird related characters.
Right.
Does a bat thing count as a bird?
No.
No, that's a mammal. A bat is a mammal.
No. Plus, if somebody said, "Hey, come look at my cute bird," I would say, "Okay." And if somebody said, "Hey, come look at my cute bat," I'd tell them to bugger off.
He's got wings.
The same thing.
He's got wings.
What about a phoenix? Does that count?
Yes. Hey.
Yeah. We have determined that it's, even though mythological, it does count. Yeah.
Yes. Now John's here for the Phoenix book, so you better lay it on him.
Oh yeah. I actually got this one in an AOK.
From John?
No. John never sends nothing. He's stingy. John don't send anything.
He is. I've been trying to get a 99-cent super chat out of him for 6 months. Yeah. Nothing.
That's a great story too. That Walt Simonson issue right there. Yep.
Look, Robin's there too. That's true.
Yep, Robin's in there.
What about a pterodactyl?
Ooh. They're prehistoric dinosaurs.
I'm tempted to say that counts. What do you think, Roger?
Well,
I mean, he's a leathered winged bird animal. Yeah, I don't know.
Depending on how you want to classify dinosaurs. I mean, they're supposedly a lot of them were descended from avians, but I think pterodactyls are actually more like bats. You know, they're mammals that.
I mean, this book came out in the 80s, so he's in current times.
We're talking a little bit before that, my friend.
Yeah.
They existed at the same time as the X-Men.
Yeah, there is supposedly a some kind of classification where birds and dinosaurs are in the same, I forgot, phylum or whatever, but I mean, there's
a nice storm for Bubs.
I think they have to have at least feathers.
Holy moly.
At some point.
That is a nice storm.
Got another phoenix here.
Naturally. That's a good one.
You can think D. Jackson Roy Kirk for these books.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
you guys big friends?
Are now.
You guys get along pretty good?
And
Black
another
Canary,
Phoenix.
late to the party, buddy.
Oh wow, look at that. We're digging that. Well done, sir.
Aw.
And that is it for this box.
All right. I'm digging it. You did good.
Yeah, considering you just
Who's gonna come over here and reorganize these for me now?
John's on his way.
it's a long drive. Man.
Yeah, we got Black Canary.
Something up here to look at.
You missed the beginning there, John. We had Black Canary already up here.
Yeah.
All right. So
that was
I'll
when
throw
the
a few.
Canary was going on.
Yeah, a lot of chicanery in the Black Canary.
That was a lot of Canary, yeah.
Shenanigans. All right. Next up, keeping with a similar way that Russ went with the old Blackhawks, I have the Phantom Eagle. There's some Golden Age for you folks who like the Golden Age stuff. There's a little pocket book. The Phantom Eagle. Now, Roger, that's got to count.
Mighty Midget.
It's a mighty midget. That's
Mighty
well, we don't use those. It's a mighty little person, Roger. We're very PC on this PC.
Listen, that's what they're called. I'm not casting. It's not like an aspersion against little people. That's what they were called.
It might be. Look, Tat says he has that whole run. So if anyone wants to donate some books to me, I collect whole runs. I think you guys know I have a few of those in my collection. So we appreciate
I think his
that.
W didn't come out there. Yeah.
Oh, well, we're probably pleased. Giant hand. Yes, that's right.
That was Cover Slingers this past week. Yeah.
Well, look at that eagle. Anyway, whatever. I think it counts. I'm not even going to ask for a ruling.
There's eagles in the name, so yeah, it would count.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with. Hey, what's going on, man? Good to have you.
Hey, Big O.
All right. While we're showing Golden Age books, I'm just going to show my favorite Golden Age book with a bird on it. So here's my Punch comics. Look at that. Oh, I love it. I think it's number 8, if I recall. It might be number 9. There you go. With a nice Rocket Girl on there.
That is nice. Now that's a vulture, isn't it?
That is a big buzzard. That's what I'm going with. Hashtag big buzzard. I think, look.
That's whoa. Yeah.
Hulk's going to hold up the Phantom Eagle so you guys don't forget that counts.
All right, Honky.
All right. So let's see. What else we got? All right. So let's switch gears into some more traditional foul friends. Not just talking about the chat.
Mm-hmm.
And runs. That's a true story. All right. Next, we have some ducks. How about Howard the Duck? Anybody?
Hey, that's coming up on mine too. Hey.
I beat Roger to it.
Oh man.
Oh, foul friends we be. Oh, Howard the Duck. It doesn't get much more feathered and duck-like. Now, he doesn't have his wings, but as you know, it's not winged characters. It's bird-derived. So, yeah, I'm going to say it counts. What do you think?
Yeah, penguins are flightless birds. So, yeah, that works.
I got quiet. I'm going to get a penguin.
Oh, sorry.
Don't say big buzzard too loud, bub. Roger will want to run over it.
I tell you, these guys hang on the merest little scintilla.
Oh yeah. Oh look, now Russ is showing us where
my way.
Russ is showing us where the magic is imagined. So thank you, thank you, Russ. All right, it's not your turn yet. Well, I didn't know who it was. Oh look, Roger's got the same book in slightly less good condition. Thank you, Roger. Let's the crow. Ooh, getting ahead of us here. How about Condom Man? I don't know who that is.
Condor Man.
Condor Man. Oh, yeah.
I believe,
who's Condor Man?
Gold Key, I believe. It was a show way back when, too.
Oh, okay. Didn't heard Trimpy. That's another one. Trimpy. I don't know. Trimpay. Create Phantom Eagle at Marvel in the 70s. World War I pilot. He didn't create him. He stole him.
Yes, that's right. It's actually pretty similar to that Phantom Eagle, yeah.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty much. I mean, obviously the stories are different, but
Yeah.
I think it is basically the same character.
Yeah, he was in Marvel superheroes. I don't remember 15 or something, and then Ghost Rider also.
We'll get back to us on that. All right, and one last one. I'll throw up another Golden Age book. We have Super Duck, the Cockeyed Wonder, and we have two.
Right, that's cockeyed.
Huh?
You sure it's not cockneyed?
No, it's not cockneyed. His knees look fine.
That was just a question.
No, he's cockeyed because his eyes are crossed. They're closed right now. I don't think they're crossed when they're closed. I think that might be a loophole in his power set. So Super Duck.
All cops have crossed eyes? Is that a thing?
Only if you put a penny in the center of their bill. Then yes, I believe they can't help themselves. But here's old Super Duck with a beaver on a string. It's one of his many superpowers, is the ability to tame a wild beaver.
A wild beaver.
There you go. The old wild beaver tamer, Super Duck. All right. That's what I'll entertain you all with. Who's up next? I think it's going to be Roger showing a book we've already seen, but let's see what he does with it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you beat me to the punch here, but Howard the Duck, again, to me, it's obviously created by Steve Gerber. He's just a lampoons everything. It's very, how can I say this? He's very irreverent in many, he smokes and so forth, and supposedly kids were, but yet the comic code passed and all that. So, very, very, it's one of those characters that's memorable because it's so ridiculous and so out there, But yeah, definitely counts as a bird character, a fowl.
Indubitably.
All right.
This was done. Wait, hold on. We got a Ranger Sly. This was done by Al Fagaley or Fagaley. There you go.
Okay.
For Archie Comics. Go on.
Cockeyed a lazy eye.
Cockeyed a lazy eye. Cockeyed a lazy eye. Oh,
that's a cover slingers thing that we always are teasing Gray Man about. Hey, Matt, Comics by the Bay. How you doing? Good to see you here. All right. So we got 4 ducks. We have Donald, and then we have his nephews.
Tennessee Tuxedo. I'm a big fan of Tennessee Tuxedo. That was voiced by the great Don Adams.
Yeah, that was Penguin, right? Tennessee Tuxedo was a penguin.
Yeah, he was a penguin. Hence the tuxedo.
Yeah, I know I've seen that animated feature before, but
it was great. Time. And Chumley was a walrus friend he had. Tennessee Tuxedo and Chumley.
Okay, it's coming back to me. It's been a long time since I've seen that. Long time.
Well, if your penguin comes back to you, then you didn't cook it properly. So.
Yeah, well, I don't get down to the South Pole much there, Bub. But anyway,
I hate that for you.
Yeah. Of course, very famous Donald Duck and his nephews Huey, Louie, and Dewey. Been around since 30s, I'm assuming, I think, and still going strong today.
Yeah, really. Yeah. They just keep getting revived, don't they?
I mean, it's the classic characters like this. It's at least, maybe you do this with your son, but like when I go with my daughter, we went to Disney World and she fell in love with the characters there, and then hopefully she will pass it on, et cetera, et cetera. That's why they live not in perpetuity, but at least for long periods of time. Popeye's another one that's, I don't know if he's really around today, but certainly in our generation, it was a big character in
for sure.
animations. Let's see. Super Duck number 2 is a Hitler cover. Ooh,
that's what Night Tiger says.
Mike's got all these little nuggets.
I'm trying to get a Super Duck number 1. It's on my if I see it, I buy it list, but I've never seen one in person.
Maybe we'll find one on the way to Toledo.
And it actually has Super Duck dressed as a superhero, like kind of a Superman-esque
character. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
I saw that. Yeah. All right. Of course, we have. I think somebody mentioned it. Falcon and Red Wing.
Ooh, now, Red Wing, a double shot. Well done.
Redwing is an actual bird. I mean, not a bird character, I guess. But
Well, later on they replaced him with a robotic bird, so I think it still counts.
well, that's in the movies. It did that in the comics too.
Oh well, I think it transferred back over. So now when you see Falcon in the comics modern day, it's a electronic bird.
It's a robotic. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, back here, I mean, now this is weird because there was he had a limited series Falcon. I'm talking about, and I think they intimated that he was becoming a mutant that had that power to communicate with Redwing.
Really?
Perfectly. Yeah. It was. I don't know if it was explicitly said, but it was certainly intimated and referenced there. But I think that sort of went away. But he has some kind of rapport with Redwing because obviously Redwing, is always around him and is always, not always, but bails him out of trouble all the time.
Well, I thought that Redwing was just drawn to his uncomfortably low neckline.
Yeah, I can't speak for Redwing's love of necklines or thereof.
Well, I think Falcon used to hide a sunflower seed in his navel, and Redwing knew that. So Redwing was always able. He had to put his neckline, his plunging V, all the way down to his waist. That way, Redwing would be able to get the sesame seed.
Yeah, I'm not liking where this is going, Bub. So let's continue. All right. So of course everybody knows this character right up here, right?
Yes.
I don't have to start explaining anything, right? But all right, let's see if somebody in the chat knows who that character is. I bet your Ranger Slide does.
I should. I've got a bunch of Thunder Agent books.
He was toward the tail end of the Tower Run.
Isn't he? Is he Black Condor? Maybe.
Nope, that's Black Condor is from the Freedom Fighters.
Oh.
Raven, yes, Ranger Sly got it. It's Raven. That is.
Is it Raven? Maybe.
Raven.
I think it's Raven.
Unplug the ears, Bub. That black build up in there is getting. Yeah, that's Raven. And again, this was way before the Teen Titans Raven, but of course, not a different publisher. And obviously, he could fly, and he had like some gadgets and things like that. So. But I just thought I'd throw out, one of those obscurities that I'm
well done,
And that is all I have for tonight, my friends.
Well done. Nice final round. All right. Now we're worried about old Super Russ. What have you got to show us there? Are you still there, Russ? Blink twice if you're still awake. All right. Oh my goodness. All right. Well done.
Since y'all were talking about Howard the Duck, I poured a what I think is the best Howard the Duck cover ever.
We'll see. Lobo the Duck.
Nice little twist on the character.
Yes, well done.
Yeah.
You can't beat that classic right there.
Well, how hard are we trying?
Not very, apparently.
Two of the most iconic characters ever.
No.
I do like it though, Russ. I think that was it
was a fun story.
At the same time, it really was.
Yeah. I liked all the amalgam books.
Yeah. I mean, to put Lobo and Howard the Duck, I mean, I would never have amalgamated those two, I would never have.
No, I definitely wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah.
No. If anything, I would have did Wolverine with Lobo.
Right.
But they did Batman and Wolverine Dark Claw.
Yeah,
they wanted to be more popular, so they put two popular characters together.
But, I had to pull this book here when I saw it in BUB'S' background.
You're well done.
Yeah, this was a big book I picked up, I believe, in 2018. It was one I was wanting for a long time and finally grabbed it. I think it might have been 2019.
You did finish your Phoenix run, right?
Yeah, well, technically, there's still I think 3 books, but I got the main story.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
throw this
technically,
little Phoenix
you could say
figure in with it.
129, 130, and 131.
Yeah. I never picked up 129 because I think that's the first Kitty Pryde and Emma Frost, and that's a pretty pricey book.
Yep, it is. Yeah, it is. But really, Russ, the ones you have is really those are just sort of, you can sort of see when the Hellfire Club is trying, has their little machinations on it and all that stuff, and how she's starting to sort of arise. But what you have is the 95%. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I need to pick up a 133 and a 138. But other than that,
138 for sure. Yeah, that's the aftermath there.
That's when Cyclops leaves the team, I believe.
Yeah. That's kind of it's a lot of flashbacks and stuff, but it's important. Yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, I got the main line here, which is I'm pretty satisfied with because it took a couple years to put together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah, it is good stuff. Yeah.
Had to pick up this figure to go along with the book.
You mean to make up for not having more birds?
Yeah.
Okay, I was just checking.
I probably have. I know I got a Hawkman around here. I have one Hawkman book in my collection. I have no idea where it is.
Yeah. I hear you. I really don't think I have one. I don't have a Vulture. But we didn't touch on Robin. Of course, I don't think you really should, but
yeah, I mean,
well, he was on this crossover cover, so.
Oh, that's right. And Nightwing, would you count Nightwing? It's starting to get in name only, I think, by the time you get to Nightwing.
Yeah. Even Robin, I mean, yeah, he's named after a bird, but he doesn't really have any connection to birds per se. I mean, doesn't fly, doesn't have even a chirp.
Well, I mean, he was in the circus, what do they call it, trapeze artist.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So flying, he was like a flying trapeze artist. Yeah, I guess that's a good point. Yeah,
you know what you call multiple trapeze artists together? Trapuckles.
Trapuckles, yeah, of course.
Trapuckles.
Yeah. I tell you, next time we're having burgers and my wife says, "Hey, how many pickles do you want?" I go, "No, excuse me. It's puckles." I have that on good authority that is the plural of pickle.
Well, you have it. I don't know that it's on good authority, but you have it. You have it on an authority.
An authority. Well, yeah, maybe not good authority. It's I've heard this is the way that it's correctly, the correct tense would be puckle. Yeah.
Darkwing Duck, Night Tiger says, old Night Tigger.
That would count.
Yep,
that's
a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. I do have a Darkwing Duck somewhere. But
and the Penguin for Batman. Didn't really get into him too much. I don't think if I have a Penguin book, it's like maybe a Batman Adventures Penguin cover. I think number one is Penguin.
Yeah, you do. He's on there.
Yeah. Here we go. Robin has a red-breasted costume because of the bird.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's true. That's true. But to me, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, right? But in my mind, I don't really associate him with birds. That's just my mindset.
We can't
what about Red Robin?
Yum.
Yum.
It says, Jackson Roy Kirk, I want 3 puckles, dear. You can sleep in your comic room tonight.
Yeah, I've heard that a few times. Last part, at least. Yeah.
I totally understand. In my house, there's always a 2 puckle limit per 24 hours. 2 puckles. 2 puckles per 24 hours. Daffy Duck. Icarus, I don't know. Icarus, that's rough.
Okay. Well, Icarus, no, I wouldn't think he wasn't a bird, but he flew too close to the sun. And
if you're gonna do that, you have to count like Angel and Archangel.
Angels, right.
Anybody with wings at that point.
Right. That's why Dawn Star was a thumbs down on this show. So
yeah, it didn't work out. You were having a rough beginning, but you solidly brought it all back to us.
Thank you.
Killer Shrike.
Killer Shrike. A Shrike is a bird. Yeah, that's true. But
who's that? Who is that?
He's a Marvel villain. Yeah.
Do
what about
flying squirrels count?
No, those are mammals.
Sorry, Bigglesworth. Good to see you, though. Glad you could make it.
Hey,
but Roger wants to welcome you by saying, sorry, you're wrong. Try again next week.
Well, I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just saying it's not a bird. That's all. I mean, a fly. It sort of glides actually more than flies. But anyway, yeah.
Kevin Taylor says Woody Woodpecker.
Yeah, I have a few of those, but I didn't get them.
Kevin Taylor has one of the most distinct voices, I believe, on YouTube. And my wife, whenever she hears me watching one of his videos, she'll say, "Is that Kevin Taylor?" I said, "Yep, it is." So there you go. Whereas when she hears the gray man speak, she says, "What are you watching?" So there's always a slight difference.
Uh-oh.
Robin is tougher than a bat. Oh, they are solitary, territorial, and unlike the sociable, tame bat. Well, bats definitely. What do you call a swarm of bats? Like a grouping of bats? Is that a batuckle? What is a battle? A battle?
Oh my god!
Buttle? I think it's a buttle. It hurts my head to even think about it. Silverhawks. I remember the Silverhawks. They were fun. Did they ever have comics?
They did.
They did. I
think so.
Find me a Silverhawk.
I believe what you're talking about is a colony of bats, by the way.
Oh, is that what they are? A colony?
I do believe so. A colony, yes.
Okay. It sounds like communists. Heckle and Jekyll. They were the crows, weren't they?
Yes.
Like
correct.
in Disney? Isn't that
Heckle and Jekyll? Yeah, the smart mouth crows. Yeah.
Yeah. Destroyer Duck. Ooh, there's another good one.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have that. Eagle, I think he's referencing Don Henley, whose latest hair plugs look like bird feathers. Is that what we're talking about?
There was an eagle character in one of the Independents. Maybe that's who's referring to, but I'm not sure. Magpie. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
There was a Silverhawks comic book, and Alex Ross drew a few that. Whoa, I got to check that out.
Yeah,
I got to check that out.
I think it was back in the 80s, as I recall. Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to be all over that. I remember watching the Silverhawks as a kid, and I had some Silverhawk toys. I never got the expensive, because the figures back then were expensive for figures, and they were all like chromed and everything, really cool looking. But my mom one time got me. Do you remember those old they were like little hard fellas, and then you put them in water, and they would like expand.
Yep. Sure do.
And they would be like floppy, wet, like sponge type figures.
Yep. Spongy,
like
little
almost
spongy guys. Yep.
Semi-gelatinous. And then eventually, and they'd be wet, and you could play with them while they were wet. And then when they dried out, they would shrink back down.
Mm-hmm.
And supposedly you could continue to play with them and rehydrate them, but it never worked. You put them back in the water again, and they'd have like one long arm, one short arm. Or they'd start to smell funny.
I have that problem in cold water.
Do you really? With the smell and everything? Bless your heart.
Were those shrinky dinks?
I don't. If it's the water's cold enough, I guess. Uncle Scrooge. Yes, we got Uncle Scrooge. Kevin, you got to watch the rewind. All right. Tell Mrs. Bubby. I'll tell her. I'll keep the volume down low for Battle of the Planets. All right, Heckle and Jekyll were Terry Tunes. Okay, not Disney. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Sorry about that. The Crow. Don't have any Crow. Peacemaker partner Eagle. His freaking Eagle. That's fair.
Okay, I did not know.
Yeah. All right, we're getting off to Harvey Birdman. Yeah, attorney at law. Yeah, that's right. I think he features on some video games too. No, shrinking dinks were put in the oven.
Not the oven, the oven. Yeah, he's right.
Maybe he means just somewhere else you had to put those. Look, Jackson, we don't know where you put them. Where you're sticking your shrinky dinks. All right, we're way off topic. And we're in the oven. You were right, Roger.
Yeah, it was the oven. No, I remember now it was the oven. I used to have those, yeah.
Right in the oven. All right, well, good deal. All right, is X-Men called Cuckoo and Beak? I don't know. Maybe. Namor's got wings on his ankles.
Ankles. He's not a bird.
I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe part. I haven't seen the new movie. Who knows what they did to him? All right. Finally, you guys, we figured it out. We've come together for a fun evening of fun and foul feathered funnies. And thank you so much for joining us. I just want to say that we'll be back again next week, more than likely, with as many people as we can fit into 4 squares. So thank you again. Roger, what have you got coming up on your channel or any of the fine channels that have agreed to give you some time on theirs rent-free?
Right. Well, I think I'll be on Cover Slingers on Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern on Gray Man's channel. I believe the category is snow, by the way. So I have to come up with some snow covers. And then I got these 2 comics, Bub. I'm not going to tell you what they are, but I've been after them for a while. And I'm going to tell the story of how I acquired them. I think it's kind of like pretty cool the way they came into my collection. So I might do that video this week, probably Thursday or Friday.
Cool. I look forward to that. That's going to be good. All right, Russ, what do you got coming up on your fine channel?
Well, starting next week, I'm going to start a.
That's great, Russ. So, what do you think, Roger? Should we sign? Oh, all right. Sorry. Go ahead, Russ.
I'm going to start a new review series on these classic X-Men books, starting with issue 1.
Oh, nice. Is that just because you have the box out?
No, it's something I've been planning on doing for a little bit now. But I've got issues 1 through 23, so it'll be a 23 episode series.
Have you? Well, if it's anything like Comic Mag Musing series, I'll wait till episode 23 and then catch just like the top 10.
Just binge watch.
Because he does like he does like the best 10,000 war pre-cord war books.
No.
And I just wait until like the top 10. Then I watch those, and then if I don't agree with them, I tell them these stink. You should have picked different ones.
My review videos will probably be between 3 to 5 minutes.
Have you read them?
Not yet.
But
so I'm interested to see what you think. Personally, I used to have quite a complete set, and I started reading them, and I didn't like them.
Really?
So that they've added to the book.
Yes, I've heard there were some new stories mixed in.
Not just that, but they fill in some blanks. So
really?
So there's like there'll be a couple of pages at the beginning or the end or both sometimes with that continue the story.
Kind of like a director's cut version.
Right, exactly. And I really didn't like what they did because they know more about the characters by the time that they start going back. So they it's kind of like watching the prequels of Star Wars or something. It's like there's a lot of winks and nods, and they're kind of telling you what you already know. But it happens, it takes away the big reveals of later on stuff, in my opinion.
Oh.
So for that reason, I for reading purposes, I give them a thumbs down. But you'll feel free to incorporate that opinion in your video review and send me the link. I'll probably watch it.
Okay.
Goodness.
I'll just send you my review and let you do a voiceover for me.
I'll do that.
Please don't.
Look, only 1 or 2 issues have the added pages. See, I didn't know that because I was so turned off by it. I didn't keep reading them.
Yeah, it's Giant Size X-Men 1 through. It's essentially the Giant Size X-Men 1 through the Claremont run, right through the Burn.
Yeah,
right. That's where it starts. It doesn't start at the old X-Men in the Silver Age.
Right, that's true.
Okay.
How long did that run go? Does anybody know?
Don't you have it?
Classic.
I have 1 through 23.
It went into the hundreds, I do believe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it went pretty long.
That's a big run. All right, enough about that. We'll catch your video. We can't wait for you to learn about it so that you can teach us about it, Russ.
I'm just 4 subs away from hitting 1,600 and revealing the next set of books in my giveaway.
Congratulations. I feel like it was only a year ago you were complaining that you were stuck at like 937.
Yeah, it took a long time to finally hit that 1K mark.
Yeah.
Congratulations. About 4.5 years.
Wow. That's a lot of effort, I know, that you've put into your channel to convince people that you're worth watching. And for those who haven't bothered to watch a video yet, they may still believe it. So thank you, Russ.
No, this is a guarantee right here. No matter how big my channel gets, it'll always be the same mediocre content. I guarantee it. 100% money back guarantee on that.
You're selling yourself short. You're at least slightly above average.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right. We love you, Russ. What a good guy. And for me and my channel, we're doing our best to get some content out there. Been working on our setup a lot this week. Been trying to tweak all kinds of stuff. So been in and out of contact with other providers and people that we can get some quality entertainment on here. So we'll see. Should be a couple of haul videos if I can find time to make some, at least. So that's what we got going on. And of course, the No Faces chat each and every Monday night. Check your local listings. On occasion, we do have scheduling conflicts. So if anyone wants to be on the show who's not previously been invited, let me know. But if you've asked to be on the show before and you're not on, take the hint. But if you've never asked to be on the show, if you've never asked to be on the show, we've opened it up a little bit more. The criteria is no longer that you have a functioning YouTube channel, but simply a functioning camera and microphone. So come on by. All right. So that's all I got to say. Roger, what do you want to tell their old fine folks at home?
Be kind to each other. Be blessed. Be back.
Yeah, do all that. And Russ, you have a very unique sign off, as I recall. Go ahead and give it to us.
Peace, guys. See you later.
That's the one. And I'll remind everybody to read a comic and don't apologize for the glare. We'll see you next week. Thanks.